Max had been a YouTuber for years. He wasn't famous, but he had a loyal following that kept him going. His channel focused on gaming, with the occasional horror game playthrough. It wasn't until he started receiving strange comments that things took a dark turn. The comments weren't like anything he'd seen before. They were cryptic, filled with symbols and strange phrases that seemed to make no sense. At first, Max thought it was just a troll, but the comments started to appear on every video, no matter how old. They all had the same message: play the game or lose everything. Max tried to ignore it, but as the days went by, the comments became more frequent, more insistent. And then the glitches started. His videos would randomly cut out, replaced by a blank screen with a single phrase written in blood-red letters: play the game. He tried reaching out to YouTube support, but they were no help. No one could explain what was happening, and his viewers started to notice. They accused him of pulling a publicity stunt, and his subscriber count began to drop. Desperate, Max decided to play along. He was a gamer after all. How bad could it be? That night he received a package at his door. Inside was an old dusty VHS tape with the words "Play Me" scrawled across it. Max was puzzled. Who even used VHS tapes anymore? But he felt compelled to play it. He dug out an old VCR from his closet and popped in the tape. The screen flickered to life, showing what appeared to be a crudely made video game. The graphics were pixelated, the colors off, and the sound was a distorted mess. But there was something hypnotic about it. The game was simple: navigate through a dark forest, avoiding shadowy figures that seemed to flicker in and out of existence. Max felt a chill run down his spine as he played, the figures on screen eerily reminiscent of the ones from the comments. But he pressed on, determined to see it through. As he advanced further into the game, the shadows became more aggressive, lunging at him with increasing speed. Max's heart pounded in his chest as he narrowly avoided them. The forest seemed endless, the trees closing in around him, suffocating him. And then, just as he thought he couldn't take it anymore, the game froze. The screen went black, and for a moment, Max thought it was over. But then, the image of his own face appeared on the screen. It was live. He could see himself sitting in front of the TV, eyes wide with fear. The camera was in his own room, filming him. Max jumped up, searching for the source of the feed, but there was nothing there. The camera wasn't his, and he had no idea how it was recording him. He looked back at the screen, and the image of himself was replaced by a figure standing behind him. He turned around, but there was no one there. When he looked back at the screen, the figure was closer, its features obscured by shadows. Max's breath caught in his throat as he realized the figure was slowly approaching him, its hand reaching out. He tried to turn off the VCR, but it wouldn't budge. The power button didn't respond, and even unplugging the TV did nothing. The figure on screen was almost upon him now, its hand inches from his neck. Suddenly, the screen went black again, and Max was plunged into darkness. He fumbled for his phone, the only source of light in the room, but when he turned it on, the screen was filled with the same blood-red letters: "You should have played the game." Max's channel went silent after that night. His subscribers noticed his absence, but there was no explanation. His social media accounts went dark, and no one could reach him. A few weeks later, a new video was uploaded to his channel. It was a recording of the game, but something was different. The player character wasn't navigating the forest. It was sitting in a room, just like Max's. The camera panned around, showing every detail of the room, before settling on the figure standing in the corner. The figure turned to face the camera, and for a brief moment, its features were visible. It was Max, his face twisted in terror, his eyes wide and unblinking. The video ended with a final message: "Play the game, or lose everything." The video was taken down within minutes, but the damage was done. Max's channel was wiped from existence, his videos, his comments, everything. It was as if he had never existed, but those who had seen the video claimed they could still feel his presence, lingering in the shadows of their own screens, waiting for them to make the same mistake. And somewhere in the dark corners of the internet, the game still waits, hungry for its next player. Thank you for joining us on Mr. Brainbite. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and keep your mind sharp.